When did you first realize that cars were not just a hobby for you, but that they were actually your calling?
When I was about 15 years old. So I started in my first car. I got up 15. I had an alarm system put in it, and they couldn't figure out the locks. And I had a kind of a complicated car. It's called a one wire lock system. Got into it. Guy couldn't figure it out. Had it for 2 days. I said, "Hey, can I have the schematics for it?" He said, "Sure, but I don't think you can figure it out." I took it home. 2 hours later, I brought it back. I said, "Here, I figured it out. This is how I did it." He goes, "Great. You want a job?" I said, "Sure." I enjoy doing this stuff. So electronics was my start. I understand them. I understand it very well, and I enjoy it. Like I don't have to think about it too much. It just comes to me.
What were the first cars or builds that you really got your hands dirty with that you remember?
Um,
How did this all get rolling from the start? And was this what you were going to do, or what would you have done otherwise?
well, I tried all the other stuff. When you're young, you kind of bounce around, especially as a man. You bounce around. I've done electrical work, home electrical work. I've done construction work. I built prisons when I was 17, 18 years old. I built prisons.
Wow, really?
Actually, so I was actually expelled from high school when I was 17. And so
Okay,
for kind of some stupid things, I was stupid. You
okay.
stupid. You learn a lot of lessons. And so I went to building prisons, and I realized real quickly I still worked on cars on the side. And I learned real quickly that this was not the job that I wanted to do. I didn't want to wear pants, jeans in the middle of summer at 100 degrees. I didn't want to, use porta potties for days on end. I
Mm.
just didn't want to do that anymore. And so I started to hone in. I made money where I could, but I also always worked on cars on the side. So my very first project that I ever built that I realized that I could do something with would have probably been, we did one for Michael Oher long time ago, right about when The Blind Side came out, when he got
Hmm.
transferred to the Titans. Um,
Yeah,
I
right.
don't even know how we got his contact, but we built one for Michael Oher, and right about the same time we built one for Michael Griffin, who was part of the Titans. Actually became really good friends with Michael Griffin, and he's still a friend of mine. That was when we started to. Then I started to realize that I can make a living out of this. I can do this permanently. And at the time, I worked for another shop and realized that I had more charisma and more information than say the shop owner, right? The shop owner was just the owner. He didn't know how to install. So he would bring me out to talk to them anyways, and they would call me and text me and ask me questions. So it was like, why do I need somebody in the middle? And with $3,000, I got my own shop and started it.